Good evening. Welcome to Washington. I'm Bret Baier. There are serious concerns tonight that up to 24 Guantanamo Bay detainees set for transfer in coming weeks may not be on the terror sidelines very long. An official tells Fox News he is not confident the new host countries will be able to keep the high-risk terrorists locked up under surveillance or from rejoining the fight against the U.S. and its allies. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge has details tonight in our top story.
This is all about ideologically driven policy. It's not about the actual assessment of the risks of these individuals.
2 days after he became president, Mr. Obama signed an executive order to close the Guantanamo Bay detention camps within a year, since the population has dropped from 242 detainees to 80.
Guantanamo is too expensive, too inefficient, and too wasteful of scarce military resources. Mr. Chairman, Guantanamo is not an asset, it's a liability.
While an Obama administration task force found many detainees should remain in U.S. custody, in 2011 a review board looked at the cases and reached a different conclusion, even though most of the evidence was the same.
What's happening is that essentially the Obama administration is willing to take on more risk now in its transfers. This system is now benefiting the detainees. 22 out of 29 times now the detainee has won a transfer in this process.
The commander of the USS Cole, who lost 17 sailors to an al-Qaeda attack off the coast of Yemen in 2000, said the U.S. has a moral responsibility
to ensure that not one more American or any citizen from any nation dies at the hands of a terrorist released from Guantanamo Bay.
In 2012, a former aide to Osama bin Laden was flown to his native Sudan to enter a terrorist rehab program. Now Ibrahim al-Kosi operates from Yemen and leads the most dangerous and capable al-Qaeda affiliate, though the White House maintains that closing the camps makes the most sense.
It's a recruiting tool for those who wish to do us harm.
But the most recent al-Qaeda propaganda magazine says it's the Arab-Israeli conflict that drives recruitment, not the detention camps. Quote, many have joined jihad because of the Palestinian rhetoric compared to Guantanamo.
They can easily produce a video saying, come fight for us for Guantanamo. They don't. ISIS has produced more than 1,000 videos since last year. Not one of them has said, come fight for us because of Guantanamo. So the idea that it's used as a recruiting tool really is disingenuous.
For those countries who take transfers, Republican Senators Mark Kirk and James Lankford have introduced an amendment to hold them accountable.
If you take a detainee, it comes with a responsibility. That responsibility is to make sure that detainee doesn't return to the fight, or you will lose American federal aid. It's pretty straightforward.
The State Department conceded no transfer is without risk.
Is any of this 100% foolproof? Certainly not, but that's our process.
State Department spokesman added they need more time to study the senator's amendment that cuts U.S. aid to countries who take GITMO detainees and they eventually return to terrorism. Bret.
Big story.